Howdy.
guys.
How's it, everybody?
Welcome back to
Welcome
Real Grown
back.
Talk.
Yes, I'm here with Ashley Santiago.
Yes. I'm Ashley, and obviously this is Ari.
I'm Ariel Orlando Limas. It's the full pronunciation of the name.
I never knew your middle name was Orlando.
That's a pretty awesome name.
It is a good name.
It's my uncle's middle name too.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Are you tight with your uncle?
Yeah, I would say so.
That's cool. Well, this week, guys, we want to bring you a little introduction. We kind of just cut right to it last week. Wanted you guys to have a little sneak peek of what we're into.
Yep.
But now we kind of want to let you know who we are and what we're into.
Yeah. So, Ashley and I are both in the real estate side of things. I am the lender, and Ashley is the real estate agent. So, again, any sort of financing questions, I'm going to be the one answering that. And then real estate stuff,
That's me.
Ashley's going to do that. And
Yep.
I also have a little bit of experience with that because I used to be an agent as well in Boston. So
Yep.
I think we have a lot of wealth of knowledge in terms of the whole process, starting from, 1 to 100, I guess,
Yeah, I agree. Like, it's pretty well-rounded in here. It's pretty well-rounded in here.
We want to get this podcast together essentially to help people, mostly people, not mostly people, all people, but people in our age group, I think, that don't know what to do right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of folks out there that, are the number one thing I hear is probably like, I would love to buy a house, but I can't afford it, or, whatever. And a lot of times that's just really lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
You might think that you can't afford it, but you might be able to. Or, there's just a lot of resources out there, and there's a lot of information out there about real estate in general.
Mm-hmm.
And, we want to see people in our generation progress in life through real estate. Probably the number one thing that you can waste on is rent. I mean, you pay rent every month.
Mm-hmm.
You could pay a mortgage. So here we are.
Yeah.
That's kind of how Real Grown Talk was born.
Yep. And, just the trials and tribulations of how it happens. And we're kind of here. You have experience in actually doing it.
Yep.
So that's really cool, here on the unique market of Hawaii, where we both live.
Right.
Which
Yeah,
is-
we live on Oahu.
We live on the island of Oahu, which is awesome place. And, it's crazy the fact that, you're like, I bet you 10 years ago, you're going to be living and having a house in Hawaii.
I actually lived here 10 years ago.
Did you?
Yeah, I lived here
What?
already.
You just ruined my whole thing.
But I regret not buying a house 10 years ago. And I definitely didn't think that I would be able to stay here. We moved here in 2010, actually. And but my husband was in the military at the time, so we had got orders to leave. And when I left here, I thought I would never come back, honestly.
Wow.
Like, maybe for a vacation here and there, but
Right.
also he wasn't a very high rank when we PCS, so it wasn't going to be anytime soon. And
But,
we were
I mean,
moving to
yeah.
the south, so cost of living is less there, so, we made a lot less, so it wasn't going to be as possible to come back. So when I left, I thought I wasn't coming back. But now I own a home, secured that monthly housing payment, and I don't ever have to leave if I don't really want to.
That's awesome. And then your husband using his VA loan was
Yep.
essentially how you guys got the house here, right?
Yep. That's actually how I met Ari. Ari did my loan back
I
in
did.
the day.
But yeah, so again, we kind of created this to help people who are basically left out in the dark, because you don't know what you qualify for. You don't know even a plan. Just to set up a plan is what kind of we wanted to start this thing up. Let people know that there are options out there for you, that maybe how to invest certain things, how to maneuver contracts and the financing side of it as well.
Yeah, and just kind of make people more comfortable with it. The more you hear real estate lingo and terms and just kind of submerge yourself in it a little more, the easier it is to learn and kind of figure out what's going on. So that's a big thing for me is like, I like to use the proper terms when we're in here so people can get used to what we're saying. I know sometimes we use abbreviations, so we try to be okay about explaining what those are.
Yeah.
But sometimes we might forget.
Like DTI. That's the one I always say that a lot.
LO, loan officer.
LO, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, this was kind of like born out of that. I'm a full-time real estate agent, and this is just something that I do as a part of my schedule that brings me joy too.
That's awesome. I mean, so just to go into a little bit more about you, so why and how did you get into the business?
So we bought our first house actually when we left here, and we went to Tennessee, and that's kind of how initially I got into real estate. I bought a house. I was already, working in sales, and kind of my mom was a real estate agent, so I grew up around it.
She still is.
My mom still is a real estate agent, and we work together. Actually, we're partners. Yep, Cindy Nelson. We work together a lot. Yep. If you're my client, you've probably met her because we interchangeable sometimes.
Yes.
So yeah, my mom back then was a real estate agent. She's been a real estate agent for a while, and I've been, around houses, the housing market, all of that. Buying a house kind of just put my foot in the door enough for me as an adult to kind of get a taste of it and just kind of be like, I could see myself doing that. Mm-hmm. So, I came out here. I was still working sales just because I was being slow about actually taking the next step. But then, when it came around time to buy a house again, that kind of ignite that passion in me again. The whole process of buying the home really got me into real estate. I signed up for my real estate classes, got my license, and came aboard. And here we are now.
Yep.
Top producer.
Bam. Right actually, something a top producer.
Only Q2, but it's something.
It's one of the Qs.
It's
you got
something.
One of the Qs.
It's, something. But, I really I put my clients first, and I do everything that I need to do, and that's really what helps me be successful. Just try to listen to people when they're talking and help them with what they need, and usually, just be nice and
be a real person.
Be friends with people, and
I think people are so scared of this process, but once you kind of break down that barrier of okay, I'm here to help you.
Yeah.
You're essentially, we're going to create a relationship, and I want you to be comfortable.
Yep.
That's why I think you and I have very similar, business alignment goals. That's why I think we work well together.
Yep.
Because we want to help the client.
Right.
Right. Yes, we're gonna get paid and everything like that, but essentially, it's the joy of seeing someone get into a home and they never thought about it. Is where I come in. I do the qualification part of it.
Yep.
And my experience is, like I said, being from Boston originally, being a real estate agent there and doing some transactions there was, getting my feet wet, and then coming here to Hawaii, I kind of wanted to know what the full circle of it was, so I was like, let me just see what the number side of it is.
Right.
And I think I'm good with numbers.
Right.
So I was like, let me see what I can do to learn about the whole process, which is really cool because I think I have a unique perspective from other lenders because I know the process. I know how it is.
Right. You know how it is for a realtor out there showing houses, trying to
driving
write up offers.
Every weekend, yep.
All that.
Which
open houses, everything.
The open houses, Saturday, Sundays. Weekends are gone.
Yeah, weekends. Well, you work it in. I work almost every Saturday, Sunday, but I do spend time with my family too. So.
Which is important.
Yep.
Which is very important because, family first for me all the time anyways too. So, but that also means you're taking care of someone else's family, right?
Yes. Yep.
Because.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's just how it is, That's just the game. It's a fun ride.
It is.
I love it. I don't know. I can't explain it any other way than when you say you work Saturday, Sundays, I love having weekdays off. I love having a weekday off. You go to any store, there's no lines. That's the best.
Restaurant, not a lot of people.
Yeah.
You go to
beach isn't crowded.
Beaches, yeah.
Hikes aren't crowded.
Yep.
Love to golf.
Golf? What'd you say? Golf?
Golf.
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 Golf is.
Sorry,
correct.
I'm also from the East Coast, so to some of you, I might speak a little funny.
Golf. No, I'm from Boston, but I don't have an accent. I don't think.
Well, when you say Boston, you say Boston, so that's a little bit of an accent.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. So
I don't know. People have harder accents than me.
Yeah. No. Definitely. I've really worked on that since I've moved. I've been, like I said, I moved here in 2010, so I haven't lived on the East Coast in a while. So it's been, a long time since I've had to live there.
Yeah. And I think that's also a unique perspective from being in the East Coast.
True.
Like
totally
growing up
different.
there and then being here in this lifestyle.
Yep.
Because I feel like people from the East Coast have a certain demeanor to them. You know?
Yeah.
And you could say that
we're wise guys.
Yeah, you can say we're a little harder, but I think here it's a different culture, so which I love.
It's much more chill.
Yes, which I'm about that.
The
life.
people are just, there's nothing like aloha. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
the
There's
aloha
nothing like a
spirit.
little aloha.
Which is nice. I mean, but again, but just being this in this unique market is always a good perspective on what everything else is doing too,
Yep.
because you're on a kind of a bubble, I would say, in the market here in Hawaii.
Yeah, it's interesting. There's not a lot of places like it. That's for sure.
Yeah, because we even when back in 2008, I think it was like Hawaii was one of the first markets to bounce back.
Yeah. As soon as the rates go down, you get action over here.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Don't be afraid of rates, people.
Yeah, don't. They're going to go down.
They're going to go down.
That's the thing about rates. They go up and they go down.
Yep.
They go up
they
and they go down. That's what it is.
Yep. But home prices tend to creep
go up.
And then that means if you buy now, that means you can get equity, appreciation.
Yeah, I think the point
all
is
that
it's
good
tough
stuff.
to time the market, right? It's like you can't time the market. Just if you can, just do it, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, this is Real Grown Talk, right? So the idea behind this is that we like to look at things from a professional aspect, but break it down in a way that people can understand, right?
Yeah.
That's why we like to think of it as real talk. These are the things that, I try to remember before I bought a house, how I felt and the questions that I had. And sometimes I even talk to my clients or people that I know who are not in real estate and just kind of ask them about things they want to learn about. And those are the things that we end up eventually talking about, right?
Yeah.
So, there's real feedback from real people who really want to know what's up, So we actually started this journey like 6 months ago. It's like almost on the dot 6 months ago. Yeah.
Yep, that's crazy.
And we started out with just a small recorder, like a little voice recorder.
Yep.
2 microphones, just regular ones, not these nice ones.
These are awesome.
These are baddies. They're nice. Sounds so good. So, yeah, we started out with just like we're in a little room and had a couple microphones and a voice recorder, but we had a good idea. So we just started sitting down and just talking and recording them. So you guys will get to hear some of those conversations that we've already had as well.
Yep.
We're going to be kind of mixing them in. As time went along, we got this really cool sound system here where we could record our voices and everything.
We progressed.
Yep, it's the progression of Real Grown Talk. And then after we only had microphones, then we got cameras. So
yeah, shout out to Alfredo, camera guy.
Yeah, he's here. You guys can't see
He's
him, but we
behind
always
camera.
have an Alfredo in the room.
Yeah, Alfredo and Ryan. Ryan's pretty cool too, I guess. Ryan's all right.
And that's our media team. Those guys are freaking awesome.
Yeah.
They help us.
Backbone of this office, I would say, is these guys.
Yeah,
so big shout out to them.
They make us look good.
Yeah, I know. Make me look good. It's like,
yeah, they make
tough.
us look good.
But
so, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but, just kind of piggybacking on what you said of, each episode's going to be different. We're going to talk about certain things, and we're going to talk about things that you guys probably want to know.
Yeah.
Because it's a hard business to understand, like you were saying, the lingo, how things are done, the process. So we're going to go through everything. And I think that's pretty cool because, like you said, we're kind of going to be like translators.
Right.
To people that are scared or don't know or hesitant.
Right.
And kind of make them feel at ease with the process of home buying, especially here in Hawaii.
Yep.
Which I think is really cool. And, I'm excited about this and the progression of, the one microphone we had to share. And
oh, yeah, that's right.
Office.
Our very first one we did share a microphone. Oh, yeah, no, for a while we shared a microphone. That's so true.
It was in the office.
Those were the days. No, I'm just kidding. This is so cool.
Yeah,
I love the cameras and everything
This is really cool. And I'm excited to let people know what I do, what you do, what we do together, how we help people, and just, how helping people get that generational wealth.
Yep.
Growing their portfolios and getting rentals and, just even being a better person.
Yeah.
Just smile a little bit more.
Our goals are kind of like to start interviewing other people, maybe even in other industries that can help you,
Yeah.
Just to see who we can get in here and just have fun with it, really.
Yeah, I think it's an awesome thing we're doing.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited. And
You know what's something I was thinking of last night is like a lot of people in our generation do rent and like they're not homeowners, and I do wonder like how that's going to affect the next generation. You know, like I feel like we do kind of come from a time where a lot of people rented, but like I know I heard a lot of my family talking about buying houses growing up and following through with it and doing it, but I don't think it's as common.
Not anymore. I think the age bracket we're in, it's either you already bought a house or you're going to miss out. Mm-hmm. Which I want to tell people right now, you did not miss out. Like right now, it's still a great time to buy.
Like now is always going to be the best time.
Yep.
Just don't put another more dollar into renting if you don't have to.
Please.
I understand if you have to.
Yeah.
There's some situations.
Situationally.
Yeah. But, you know, if you don't have to, there's just no sense. It's just a total waste of money. Even if you're not getting the perfect house that you always wanted, just get something. So you're putting your money into something at least until you find what you want. And then you jump on that. Or maybe you need to use it as stepping stones. You just got to start out a little bit less and work your way up, right? Then so that's kind of the point. That's what we're doing here. We're starting at the bottom and we're working our way up.
Yeah. And hopefully this gets, some attention and people listen to it. And honestly, feedback would be amazing. People.
Yeah. Any kind of feedback, please leave us comments, shoot us messages, whatever.
Say anything.
Give me a call.
Call us if you have. If you don't want to. Actually, you can come on the podcast. Yeah. We'll put you on the podcast.
Yeah, we would love to interview you.
Yeah. So I think it's cool. I mean, like you said, people are renting now, and I grew up. I'm first generation Colombian here, so my parents were born in Colombia. So it's kind of cool to see what my dad went through to get a house, which is awesome. So I actually have never asked him the process.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting. I'd love to kind of get that, pick his brain on that, because it's like I said, I'm kind of old school where it's like you work super hard and then you get a house, and then you work harder to pay for your house.
Right.
And then I'm like, okay, what about after?
Yeah. Then what? We'll tell you. Yeah. You gotta watch next week.
Yeah. On the next episode. But I mean, I never really got taught that, so this is pretty cool for me to tell somebody else or show somebody else how to do something.
Yeah, and you just don't know what you don't know, so like, how would you even know what to ask sometimes?
Exactly.
Like.
Yep.
I know that was a lot of no's, but...
No? Yes. I'll say yes. Just come at the no.
Yes.
But, I think it's pretty cool because, like, even financial literacy in my generation in terms of, like, where I grew up, not everybody knew...
Me either.
Like, credit cards. And we get into that, too, which is fun.
Right.
Like, what to do, what not to do, and just kind of how to make yourself better.
Right. And, like... We're always learning, too.
Oh, yeah.
I just feel like we're going to have endless things to talk about because I'm constantly learning something.
If you're not learning, you're losing.
You're not living.
I don't know how the saying goes.
I don't know the saying either, but if you're not learning, you're not living, truly.
There you go.
And
don't think you know it all, because I don't, you don't. And if you do, you're done learning.
But I do know a lot. I'm just kidding.
You do know a good amount. But
not enough, though.
This is cool, and I'm excited to kind of keep it going and...
Yeah, man. It's been a really good
blossom,
time. And we're really excited to share it with all of you, so we really appreciate it.
Yep. I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, cool. Well, this one was a fun one.
It
went by really quickly. Shoot.
Dude.
We'll see you guys later. Bye.